Hello, everyone. So my name is Makara, M-A-K-A-R-A. My main mission is to take people to swim with wild dolphins to help them awaken to who they truly are. But enough about me. This is going to be a little bit longer of a video, but it's very important that I include everything that I'm about to tell you. The topic of the video is, how do you know you are vibrating very high? So I came up with like 45 things. I wrote them furiously last night on a piece of paper. And it was all downloaded by God. So I hope that you have time to spend with me. I don't know how long it will take. But I'm going to go through each and every one of them. And I may expand on them, or I may just leave it for you to think about. And I would love it if you commented below. I'm trying to get people to comment in my YouTube channel so that other people can support one another. And by the way, I'm wearing a t-shirt today. All right, so how do you know if you are vibrating very, very, very high? Okay, first one, babies stare at you. I get that all the time. You walk into a supermarket and there's a mother with her baby in the cart, and the baby looked at you and followed you, and sometimes they smile. The second thing is that children, particularly children who are very, very shy, they come running up to your leg and hug it, much to the shock of the parents. I had that happen to me when I was living in Iowa, and I went to some event, and a boy, I think it was a boy, who was very, very shy, very timid. He ran up to my leg and hugged it. His parents were like, okay. The third is you feel happy, joyful, exuberant for no reason at all. No reason at all. The fourth is that you have a strong sense of self-respect and discernment. By the way, I'm here pet sitting the dog. I'm pet sitting a client's dog. Take a look at that. You see, the dog is sitting in the chair. They let her on their furniture. Her name is Bailey. I love her. She's so adorable. Okay, so you have a strong sense of self-respect and discernment. That's the fourth. The fifth is that you don't rely on other people. You don't rely on authority figures. You rely on yourself. You realize that you are the ultimate authority. So that was the fifth one. Sixth, you have some kind of God consciousness, or some kind of self-realization, or some kind of an awareness. And you didn't do anything to make it happen. It just happened. That happened to me a couple months ago. I don't even remember why or what I was doing, but I just came into this awareness, and it totally transformed my life. It changed everything. So that's another way you know you're vibrating very high. Number 7, you start to experience clear seeing. Even in the middle of a hurricane, even in the middle of chaos, you clearly see what's going on. So like when I was going through my hurricanes, I knew that I was being given an opportunity by the universe to clearly see that this was designed for me, by me, for my growth. And it allowed me to remain calm and centered and be kind. I'll tell you more about that later on. But you clearly see what's happening. You are aware that you are in the middle of a hurricane, and it's all for your benefit. Number 8, you take full responsibility for everything in your life. You no longer shift the blame to other people because you now realize that you are responsible for everything that's happening in your life. There's nobody to blame. There's nothing to blame. If anything, you to blame yourself, but then you be too hard on yourself. You take full responsibility. You don't say things like, well, you did it to me, or you hurt my feelings. No. It's all my responsibility. It's all yours. Number 9, you love yourself. You love and you respect yourself, despite your flaws. You may not love yourself totally, but you love yourself way more than before. That's how you know you're vibrating high. Number 10, you realize that you are the architect of your reality. You intuitively understand and you know that you've created everything you've experienced. You don't believe, you know. That's number 10. Number 11, you trust yourself more. Okay, so that goes back to realizing that you are the authority for your life and you trust yourself. So if you feel that you need to cut somebody out of your life, then you have to trust that. Okay? So that's number 11. Number 12, you trust the universe more. And by the way, you are the universe. And I'll get to that later. But you realize that you are the universe. You are God. You are your higher self. You are all of that. And you know it. Okay? You don't believe it. You just know it. And that's another way of knowing that you are vibrating high. You realize, okay, here it is. Number 13. You realize that you are actually God, the universe, and nature. Okay, I said that already. Number 14. You know that others in their outer reality is a reflection of what's going on inside you. So if somebody is mistreating you, then you are reflecting that. You're being shown that you might be mistreating yourself or you might be mistreating other people. On the other hand, if people are smiling and laughing and looking at you with love, then they're reflecting that back to you. So if you ever want to know what's going on internally, look what's going on outside. The universe will tell you. Okay, so that's number 14. Number 15, you trust yourself so much that you are able to make very fast decisions. I told you about this in one of my other videos, that the new reality, things are going to be happening so fast that you will have to make very, very, very fast decisions. You won't have time to think. And that happened to me earlier this week, a week ago actually. And it almost looked like you have not given it any thought. So that's what happened when I was cutting people out. I did not think about it. I did not ask people for their advice. I just knew that I needed to do this. And I have no regrets. So that's number 15. By the way, the reason you're able to do this is because you know what you have to do. You know. You don't need to go online to find out the answer. You don't need to go to your boss or your friend or your wife. You just know because you trust yourself. That's another way you know you're vibrating really high. Number 16. You no longer subscribe to limiting thoughts about people, money, places. You know that the universe or that the earth is incredibly abundant. All you have to do is go out for a walk in nature. Look at the people who have big homes. Look at the people who have done amazing things. Look at me. Look at what I've done. I became the world's first deaf instrument-rated pilot in 2006. Google it. You'll find it. I wrote a best-selling book that was number 3 on Amazon You know, I was a stockbroker in New York City, making $300,000 a year on sales of 1 million or more. Many people have told me, no, you can't fly, you're deaf. It's impossible. And you know what I said to them? Watch me, watch me, watch me. And wow, my main motivation was proving people wrong. I have to admit that, but I don't do that anymore. And actually, that's another thing. You know that you don't need to prove anything to anybody anymore. And not because you're vibing high. It's not even on my list. I just thought of it. So you intuitively know that more money is coming to you, or more opportunities, or whatever, okay? Number 17, when you need new ideas or answers, you are almost always giving the answer like that. That's been happening a lot to me. I would have a question from my spirit guides, or I would have a question that I was thinking about, and next thing you know, there's a video popping up on my feed with the answer that I was looking for. Or somebody said, by the way, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's what I was wondering about. The answers are in you. You have to trust that. You will know the answer at the right time. Number 18, you intuitively know that everybody is operating at a certain level of consciousness, a certain level of awareness, which means you cannot convince them to believe in what you're telling them. For example, I know some people who don't believe in the power of magic. And I believe, I don't believe, I know there's magic all around me because I have done it. I have manifested incredible magical things. And no matter how many times I show people that there's magic, they still don't believe it. Even if it's right in their face. The whole thing with the pandemic, I knew the pandemic was fake from the get-go. I never got this. But everybody in my life, almost everybody in my life that I know, went for it. Did that make me better? No. It did make me a person of awareness. And I tried to tell people not to do that. I tried. But that was before I had my awakening. So now I don't do it anymore. I don't try to convince anybody of anything anymore because it's a waste of my time. They are all operating at a certain level of awareness, and it's not my job to convince them or try to save them. Nobody did that for me. Nobody went to bat for me. Nobody tried to save me. So I'm not doing that for them. But if they ask me, I will help. I will tell them the truth. But they have to be prepared for that, because I will tell them. I will give it to them. Okay, so that's number 18. Okay. Number 19, you no longer seek validation. That's the same thing that I said before about seeking answers from authority figures. So I no longer seek validation from other people. Okay, now let me make a distinction here. I'm building my YouTube channel, right? And I'm almost at 200, which is a small but big win. I'm excited about it. And I hope that more of you will subscribe. But I do want to see my subscriber count skyrocket. My dream is to have 1 million subscribers someday. My dream is to have sold out dolphin retreat and so on and so on and so on. But I'm not looking at the subscriber count to validate what I'm doing. I already know what I'm doing is extremely valuable because it's based on my experience and it's coming from my heart. The same thing goes for comments. I want people to comment, but not because it will make me feel good. Okay? I would be very dishonest with you if I said I did not want comments or I did not want more subscribers. I do. But not for the reasons you think I do. It's not for validation. I don't want people commenting and saying, oh, what a wonderful video. Although they could do that. I want them to comment on how it impacted their life. I want them to comment and maybe help other people in the community. I've told you about this before, but there's a website called CarEdge, CAREDGE.com. It's a huge community of car buyers and sellers, many of whom have an incredible wealth of knowledge about the pros and cons of buying and selling cars. That is how I bought my brand new car last year. I bought the car sight unseen, and I bought the car at a dealership 100 miles away from me, which I would never have done had I not gone to that website. But both people were incredibly helpful. There was never any negative comments that I could find. They were all very uplifting, very powerful. So I know that that's possible at my YouTube channel. I know that the more I attract people to my YouTube channel, the more they can help each other. And yes, I want them to come to my dolphin retreat, of course. I want them to hire me as a coach, whatever. But I am doing it because God is telling me to. My heart, I can't wait to make videos. A year ago, I didn't even want to do another video for the rest of my life. But I decided to do that because God was calling me to. Can you see my power, my energy? I'm excited. I'm not nervous. I'm not trying to impress you. Okay, enough. That's enough. All right. So, okay, what did I say? Right. So you don't seek validation anymore. Number 20, you are no longer willing to sacrifice yourself when others clearly do not want to spend time in your presence. That's how you know you're vibrating very high. You no longer chase after people. I have more stories of that coming. I want to talk about later on. I'm going to talk about the runner and his girlfriend. I'm going to talk about the lady who typed in with a lawyer. I'm going to talk about what else? Many other stories. I no longer chase after people. Number 21. You no longer allow yourself to malign. You no longer allow yourself to go off track with your purpose or your mission by taking shortcuts like manipulating or milking things for the fastest result. Without going into a lot of detail, that's what happened last week. A week ago today, I had a major hurricane with this individual who I will not hint about. I don't feel that it's necessary to tell you very much about this person. It doesn't serve my purpose. But I was having a blowout with this person, and because this person did not understand where I was coming from. I was coming from the place of realizing that I was taking advantage of the situation where I could possibly have hundreds and thousands of subscribers after doing something with this person. What could have happened because it was an incredible situation. That's all I'm going to say. But as soon as I realized that I was going off of my purpose with this person, I had to put a stop to it. I had to cut him out. Boom. There were other reasons, but that was the main reason. I was not willing to sabotage my long-term success with something that I thought might happen sooner. Okay, you see the bigger picture. That's how you see. That's how you know you're vibing high. You're able to see the big picture now. It's like being in the sky at 30,000 feet, looking down on yourself. You see things from a 30,000 foot view. Okay, so you're no longer willing to sacrifice long-term success with something that could happen very fast. Number 22, money starts to pour in unexpectedly from unexpected sources. There have been times in my life where I was overdrawing my account. That's not happening anymore. Okay, that's incredible. I told you about Trump handing me a check for $25,000. Okay, that's not all that happened. I've had other situations where money came unexpectedly. It was shocking. Now, number 23, you ask for help. Then you're prepared to back it up with why you need this help. But the person you're asking for help immediately says, okay. And then you're like, what just happened? Okay. So like your approval, your request for approval happened. It happened so fast that you're shocked. Okay, that's been happening to me. Okay, number 26 or 24. You are ready to help someone move. No, it's not Ellen. My best girlfriend. Oh, by the way, I have a couple of friends in my life, including Karen, who you all know about. Like, you should know her. I've been promoting her website. She's a passion coach. She coaches people how to be passionate in their work. And over the years, I've known her for 30 years. And over the years, I call her my fake wife, because you know I'm gay, right? And she calls me her fake husband. She's married. So we have a little show going on there. And Ellen is she's kind of like my fake wife. So it's just funny. Okay, so anyway, when you're ready to help someone move, and again, it's not Ellen. I helped her the other day. And they are forced to cancel the move because situations out of their control happened. And it made the person furious. This person wanted to come to my apartment to talk about it. He was literally dripping in anger. And I'm sitting there, and first of all, I got him a glass of water, and I was extremely calm, and I gave him all my attention. And within 5 minutes, he was laughing and smiling. He was no longer angry. And that was because he was in my presence. My powerful beam of light was shining so brightly that he could not help but calm down. When you're vibrating very high like that, you help people calm down without having to do anything. And then you are in the flow and you are giving him or her reasons why it happened. So I know that everything happens for a reason. And I know that if this did not happen, then this is going to happen. Okay? This guy had not been able to see his grandson, who he loved dearly. And his grandson's birthday was, I think it was yesterday. And if he had to move furniture, which I was going to help him with, he would not have been able to go to the birthday party for his grandson. And now he's deliriously happy that he had been given an opportunity to see his beloved grandson. Do you see what I'm saying? When you are 5B like that, you see the big picture, and you can help people recognize what just happened. Because so many people are so involved in their emotions, and they're blinded by rage, self-hatred. They don't see the big picture. They blame things, they blame other people, they carry around all this anger, and they don't even realize it. So, but when you 5B high, you don't act like that, and you also help them see the bigger picture. Okay, number 25. Wow, I got like 25 more, and we are already 25 minutes into the video. All right, who cares? I'm going to keep going because I really want to talk to you about this, and I hope you're still with me. It's going to be my longest video ever. Okay, number 25. You realize that there's nothing wrong with choosing to be a carnivore like me. I used to be a vegetarian for many years because I had this thought that I didn't want to kill animals to eat. But then as I grew into my awareness, I realized that my body was calling for that. And it healed me on many different levels. And it made me stronger. It made me more energetic. I used to think that eating dead meat was not good for you. Anyway, you don't have to follow a prescribed set of rules because other people are doing it and they're telling you to do it. No, you, like I said before, you are your own authority. So if you declare that you are a carnivore and you have all these vegetarians attacking you, they're not attacking me, they're attacking themselves because I'm reflecting whatever's going on in them. So I've heard in the spiritual community that if you want to become enlightened, which by the way, you are already enlightened, there's nothing to get to. You are already that. But that's the subject of another video. You are already awakened. You are already enlightened. You are already God because you are that. In fact, I like to say, I am that I am that I am. I'm God. And you are too. So you could be a heavy drinker. You could smoke. You could eat bad food, not work out. And you could still accomplish your spiritual objectives. Don't pay attention to other people who tell you you need to do that in order to become that. That's baloney. Of course, there are consequences of doing these things, and you have to take responsibility for that. But I'm so tired of hearing spiritually awakened people who say you can't drink if you want to be awakened. That's baloney. Okay, number 26. You are willing to cut people out that don't reciprocate. Number 27. You see people who are your enemies as God. You see them as being a part of your life to help you grow. You realize with so much gratitude that they attacked you or that they did a bad thing to make you feel bad. Or they disrespected you. Like the sign language interpreter I told you many videos ago, he said to me, only family can come down to visit in Florida because my mother passed away, but he invited a friend of his who is not a biological family member, and he considered him as family, but not me. I always thought that we were family because I loved his family and I loved hanging out with them. But as soon as he said that to me, I knew that he was supposed to do that, to help me wake up. So I actually am very grateful that he said, he implied that I was not family. I'm very grateful he did that because now I know, I recognize a pattern. Anthony Roberts always talked about when you are working on yourself, you start to see patterns all throughout your life. And I've noticed that one main pattern in my life has been people telling me outright they don't want to spend time with me. Like the runner I told you about before. He never returned any of my emails. He never responded to my text messages. He never invited me to go out and hang out with him. But I've noticed that there are people who don't want to be with me. And it's not a bad thing. It's just a message from your higher self that you need to find people who actually love you. Okay, number 28. You realize you were never a victim. You realize that you are a powerful warrior going from darkness to light. That's another way of knowing that you are far behind. Number 29, you have no problems, like I said before, no problems with negative people or attackers because you realize that they are on a different level of consciousness. Okay, so number 30, I'm going to stop here because it's already 30 minutes over. So, and then I'll do another video and tell you the rest. So consider this part 1. While people are attacking you or disrespecting you, you know that you're being tested. You know that the universe has brought this to you. And by the way, like I said before, you are the universe. So you brought this to yourself. And you are going through it in order to come out on the other side in the light. But not only do you know you're being tested, but you are also automatically calm, poised, and you don't go to the level and scream. You don't say the F word. You are consciously very kind and compassionate. But if necessary, you are willing to ruthlessly cut that person. That happened to me 5 times this week. It made me feel happier, more centered, and more grateful than ever. Those are the 30 ways of knowing that you are vibing very high. If you've made it this far, you deserve a star. A star. That's the sign language for star. Thank you very much for spending time with me, and I will see you on the next video.